Ooh, Capricorn. Welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Ooh, let's see what fell out here. Knight of Cups in the inverse, Nine of Swords, Moon in the inverse. Huh. Capricorn, what you stressing about? Ooh. All right. So here is you. This is the protagonist. It feels like you had a lot of something to give. You felt like you had something to give, something to bring to the table, something to work with. And you offered this cup of energy, of resources, of whatever you had that you were bringing forward, and nothing came of it. You were like, here I am, here's what I have, and crickets. So this caused you a lot of stress. This is like, it's like, well, now you feel like what you had, even though you thought it was really valuable and really, really worth something, you know, you offered this cup to somebody and nothing at all happened. So now you're stressed out because even if that person was like, no, thank you, at least that'd be something. Or if that person was like, yes, please, at least that would be something. But there's this unknowing, there's this lingering in the air that is very, very stressful for you. It's not a yay or a nay. You have no answer, you have no feedback, and you have no understanding of the situation. So with that said, you're trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, but I'm gonna pull one more card for clarification. See? You're trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, but you don't have a realistic view of the consequences of your actions. Again, probably because you have no feedback, so you don't know which way to go with that. Also, you want to make changes. You want to go back and you want to make this cup a little brighter, a little bigger, a little fuller, and go ahead and bring that back. But ultimately, you don't know if that's a good idea. Ooh. So it's the uncertainty of the situation that's kind of got you off balance, which makes sense to me because a Capricorn is an earth sign. So you guys technically take a systematic approach to something. As per example, if you, I don't know, I don't hyper focus on like love or finance or career on this channel. I hyper focus on self-care. But let's just put this into a romantic situation just because it's the easiest way to explain it. Let's say you sent somebody a flirtatious text and they just didn't respond. And you're like, oh, what does that mean? And that what does that mean is what's bothering you. And here you're like, well, should I send something else? Should I follow up? Should I show up where that person is? Because what earth signs do is they put a little something out there and then they look and they like dip their toe in the water and they test the temperature. And if the temperature's fine, then they'll put both feet in the water, okay? And then they'll wait a little bit. And if it seems to be okay and the weather's still nice, they'll walk in a little deeper. They'll walk in a little deeper. You see, you put your toe in the water and you felt nothing. There's no feedback to see if you should move on or move faster or move through or go forward. And that's exactly what's happening here. Your possible journey is this guy right here. So you were hoping to get some feedback and then make a quick decision. But this guy right here, he's not moving anywhere, is he? All right? The Knight of Swords generally rushes in pretty quickly. The man is confident, the horse is scared. So there's always a little dual nature with this Knight of Swords, but he's not going anywhere. Nothing's happening. You do not want to make a sudden change because you're like, well, I did the first thing. It's this person's turn now. It's this person's turn. But ultimately, you're slowly getting out of the conflict because you're accepting the fact that you did make it this person's turn. You know, you're looking at this as a checker game. I don't even want to say chess because it's not overly strategical. Well, checkers can be overly strategical, but it's a little bit more simple. You know, it's not intended to be as complicated as a chess game. It's more like a checkers game, or maybe even as simple as tic-tac-toe. Here's my X. I'm going to wait for your O. It's that simple. Are we playing? Or do I walk away? Ooh. Oh, the Four of Swords just flipped over, which tells me you're contemplating. The Nine of Pentacles, you're okay playing it by yourself for a while. And the Seven of Swords, you're willing to drop the strategy. So the truth of the matter is, Capricorn, you're feeling a little bit of anxiety because there's this unknown. All right? You put yourself out there and you got crickets. So now you're like, well, I'll wait around, but I'm not going to try that hard because I'm okay by myself. And ultimately, I'll take the time to think about this, but only for so long before I move on to something new. So what I get from this, Capricorn, is you put yourself out there, and if this person doesn't meet you, or these people, it could be a group, it could be a vocational read, if this person or this group doesn't meet you, then you're looking at it as the opportunity they lost, not the opportunity you lost. Because this little bit of anxiety you felt when everything first went down is all the anxiety you're willing to feel. Because you haven't invested a large amount of time into this. So the return on investment doesn't need to happen. It's like I said, you put yourself out there, and if they don't meet you, it's their missed opportunity. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.